Greetings, Divine Radiance. I am about to go get us live over on Facebook too, and then we're going to get started. Greetings, Divine Radiance. Welcome to your Wednesday Live Empower Hour with me, Nahkila Isha of Ashworth Life Sculpting. I'm a divine interpreter interpreting messages and methods from the divine to empower you to create and live an abundant life. So welcome to our Wednesday Live Empower Hour. I am so excited to be here with you. So excited that you've joined. And let's see, who's the first person on? There's someone over here with me on YouTube. Whoever it is, leave me a comment because the first person on always gets a personal card. And I believe it may be my sister friend. But let's see. Who is on? Hi, Dinelle. Good morning. Good morning. You were the first one on, so you actually get a personal card today. So there's some more people that just joined. Hi, Mom. Good morning. And let's see what's going over on Facebook. There's someone on over here too. Hey, Denise. Hey, Kishonda. Hi, Marie. Let's see, Mariana. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hi, Mama Brenda. Welcome. Welcome. So, Dinelle, this card is for you. You were the first person on over on YouTube. So, okay. So this is your card, Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. I just heard you are connected to spirit. Trust in it more. Don't doubt your abilities or your gifts, because releasing the doubt will make them grow stronger. Instead, get in touch with where the doubt comes from. You know you're gifted, but you doubt just how gifted you are. I just heard you have the ability to move mountains with your gift. The world is waiting for you to shine. You have a really important and vital role to play, but it takes you being confident and fully in your power. So shed all that no longer serves you so you can stand fully and confidently in your power. I heard both take this message and run with it and take this message and do with it as you please. I heard both of those. So two guides are speaking to you today. So this is for Dinelle. So there's a few more people on. So I'm just going to wait for a bit and give more people an opportunity to get on with us. And then we're going to start with our breathing. Let's see. What does the T bag say today? It says your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And this is so awesome. We're going to talk a little bit about that after we do our breathing. You're so welcome. Okay. No worries. Denise just said, hello there, not able to comment on YouTube. No worries. I tend to go back and forth just checking in to see what's going on Facebook as well. But I do more interaction over here because things come in a little more instant. Mom, I will call you later and do a reading for you. On the lives, only the first person on gets a personal card. So let's go ahead and get started with our breathing. So as we're breathing, I have my hand on my heart chakra and my solar plexus chakra, and I'm using my body to send the energy to you. So I'm going to be sending you all Reiki as we're breathing. So for those of you that are new, this may be your first time hearing what we do during our breath time. And for those of you that join every week, this is like an old hat to you. You're fully aware. But what we're going to do is we're going to breathe, inhale slow and deep through our nose. we're going to visualize and feel ourselves filling our body with divine love and light. And then when we exhale out through our mouth as slow as possible, what we're visualizing and feeling is that we're releasing all that no longer serves us. Now, if there's something specific you're choosing to release, like fear, resentment, pain, trauma, whatever it is, you can focus on that specifically, okay? So let's just go ahead and get started. So inhale slow and deep through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Inhale love and light through your nose. And release all that's no longer serving you. And as you continue to breathe, I call on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, and guardians. I thank you for protecting and shielding us from anything that is not of highest light and love. I thank you for this beautiful gift, this gift of service. I thank you for the beautiful light workers that are here today. I'm so grateful that you open their minds, their hearts, and their spirits so that they may receive whatever message is for them that serves their highest good on their journey. Thank you, and so it is. So just continue to breathe. Inhale slow and deep through your nose. And release. Let's do 2 more breaths. Inhale love and light. And release all that's no longer serving you. Last one, love and light in through your nose. And release all that's no longer serving you out through your mouth. Okay. So, again, the tea bag says your vibe attracts your tribe. So, we've talked a little bit about that. It's come up in a past Wednesday Live, I believe, that when we're showing up as our true self, who we are on a soul level, then we're vibrating at our unique vibration and we're vibrating high. So, when you're someone that's called to serve, if you aren't attracting your tribe, or your soulmates, those that are here to walk this journey with you, then 9 times out of 10, it's because you aren't vibrating at your authentic frequency. So, in order to do that, it requires you to really go within and evaluate, like, what are your thought processes? What are you feeling? You know, how are you reacting to things? And something came up today for me where I was being led to talk about ego. You know, ego is something that we all have, and it's something that never goes away. It's a part of being human. But how we utilize ego or allow ego to be either in the front seat or stuffed in a suitcase in the trunk is what makes the difference. So, you know, there are so many things on this journey that are going to test you. You are a light worker and you have a purpose. Those things may come in the form of an experience that scares you so that you are not willing to fully activate your gift, so that you're afraid to really show up and shine, right? And that's really those lower vibrational energies attempting to keep you from activating and from doing the part that you came here to do to help shift the collective consciousness of humanity. Those tests of your ego may also come in the form of people. People will be put in your path to test you. And just know every single thing that you experience, if it is not bringing you immediate joy, or if you don't immediately feel blessed, just know it's a test. It's a test. And Spirit is just saying, how is this person going to handle this test? How? So when someone says or does something, you know, I posted earlier, ask yourself, is it worth it? Is this my ego or is this my soul? And What lesson is this person or this situation teaching me? When you ask yourself those things first, that helps you to keep that ego stuffed in a suitcase in the trunk. And then you and spirit are on this amazing road trip together, this journey called your life. So just keep that in mind. You have a purpose, and ego will attempt to bring you down and bring you out of your light, bring you from that high vibrational state. Because when you're lower vibrating, you're not going to show up as your best self. And whatever work you do to serve, it's not going to serve at your full potential. So let me see what you all are saying. Hi, Naya. Welcome. Welcome. Let's see what's going on over on Facebook. Okay, you guys aren't saying anything. So yeah, so always keep that in mind. You know, it's you're either in the test or you're in the blessing. The lesson or the blessing. Those are where you're at. So just really pay attention to what you receive. So I am going to pull from the Divine Feminine deck first and see what else Spirit has for us today. Okay. So let's see. And I'm just going to say out loud what I say when I'm shuffling for those of you that are maybe new to doing cards or anything dealing with spirit realm. It's really important that you make sure you only call on highest light, because when you open yourself up to receive from spirit realm, there's duality in everything. And so it's just really a good idea to make sure that you're setting a boundary and you're only welcoming light and love in. So highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, and guardians, I thank you for this message for our group collectively that is rooted in highest light, love, and truth. Okay. And you guys, I don't know if you saw, that card just flew out and made a home right here. So the first card we got is Diana, Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. So literally, as soon as I read that, it ties into what we were talking about earlier. Spirit is reminding us that love is the highest vibrational frequency there is. And so just always make it your mission to stay in that state of vibrating at the frequency of love. When you're vibrating there, you attract more love. And what is love? Love is bliss. Love is harmony. Love is balance. Love is peace. And when you're vibrating at the frequency of love and you have all of those things, then you increase your ability to manifest more of those things in your life and anything that you choose. It also helps you to be more connected to the divine, which allows you to receive guidance, which is another form of allowing yourself to manifest any and everything that you choose. So Spirit is reminding us to stay in that vibrational state of love no matter what. And a few of the ways that you can do that is to disconnect from the things that feed negativity or low vibrational energy into your being, into your spirit. So for me, I don't watch the news. You know, my social media is designed in a way where I only see positive things. If there's something that's posted that I feel takes me to a place of fear, doubt, worry, anger, sadness, I simply unfollow that person. So what Spirit just said is soul food is not just something you put in your mouth. Soul food is also what you put in your mind, what you put in your heart, what you put in your ears, and what you put in your soul, your actual spirit. So it's important for you to be mindful. Because the world, and what I'm hearing is that song, Love, what the world needs now is more love. So that's the song that's playing. And this is how we're going to shift. This is how we're going to shift. The world is through love. You know, that saying, fight fire with fire, and Spirit is saying, unless it's love with love, that's not the concept to live by. I'm just hearing love is a strong power. It's like a superpower. And when you can respond with love, you'll be blessed. And where that blessing comes from is you're not allowing anyone to bring your energy down. This has to do with past and current experiences, and also sentiment for the future. Okay, thank you. I was told to ask you, when was the last time you were faced with a challenge where someone was responding in a way that was other than love and you responded in love? So if you can comment and let me know when that was. When was the last time someone responded to you in a way that was not of love and you responded in love? And let's see, Naya said, let me maximize this so I can see her full comment. Naya said, okay, so our souls won't carry beef with another soul on the soul's journey. Our soul will not. Our soul is the part of us that is connected to the divine. The part of us that carries beef is ego. That's ego. You know, our soul is that part that is at that state of love. Everything else below our soul is where we go more into the human realm, the 3D realm, and that's where ego dwells. So our task on this journey is to be able to recognize our ego, check it when it shows up, and then respond from love. Because it shows up. It shows up. I had an experience just today where there's some things that are changing in my life, and someone posted something subliminally. And, you know, my response at first was, this is what you signed up for. You're mad at me, but it was not any fault of mine, right? That's ego, right? Because in reality, there is no fault. There's no fault. There's no right or wrong. Every experience is here to teach us and grow us. So when you know that and you believe that, you look at every single experience as that. What is this teaching me, right? And so I was like, you know what? That's ego. I am not going there. I refuse to give anyone the power to bring me out of the state of love and into ego. So it's not that ego doesn't show up. That's a part of being human. But when we get in the habit of practicing love and being in that high vibrational state, what then happens is we check it before it spills over into the other person. My mom and I were having a conversation, I believe it was 2 days ago, maybe 2 days ago. And what we were discussing was ego. And my mom was really looking at how ego affects everybody. Like ego is this monster, and it's like a domino effect. So when a person shows up in ego, and then you're in ego and you internalize it and you take it personal, then you both are like battle of the titans. Because both of you are in ego, no one is really looking at the situation for what it is. And nothing good or positive comes out of that. Not together as a unit or apart in your personal life. So when you're in the habit of being in love, you begin to clearly and easily recognize when ego is knocking on your door, and you can put that padlock on and say, oh no, not today, ego, you know? So Naya said yesterday with my dad. And Vanilla P, hi, thank you for being here, Vanessa. Naya said, I asked about this because it seems like history repeats with the war and hatred. I keep having this daydream of the earth being baptized of all evil. And, you know, history does repeat itself. I mean, the thing is, until we learn our lessons, that's why we keep incarnating. Until we learn our lessons, we keep showing up until we get it. We keep showing up until we get it. And it's the same here on earth. You know, there's lessons to be learned. But the reason why we keep repeating is because we're not learning the lessons. We're not vibrating at that frequency of love. We're vibrating in ego. You know, we're vibrating in lack. We're vibrating in fear, hate. But we have the power to shift to shift the world, and it starts with us. It starts with us. You are in control of you. You're in control of you. Some people may think it's foolish that I don't watch the news or I don't get involved in certain things that we've been taught as grown-ups. This is a part of being a grown-up, a responsible grown-up. Who taught us that? Who told us that? Was it the people that were perhaps attempting to control our vibration so they could control us and disempower us? I believe so. So it's really about releasing all that's no longer serving you so you can be in that place to receive divine guidance and hear it. And hearing it doesn't necessarily mean hearing it like literally, but hearing it wherever you hear it, however you hear it, whether it's a feeling, a visual, or hearing, like whatever it is, But when you're there, then spirit can guide you and spirit can tell you the right direction or the direction that serves your highest good, So it's a matter of unlearning falsehood to relearn the truth. And let's see, Naya said, yes, the news tries to scare us on purpose with lies, really, because fear is low vibrating. It's a low vibrating emotion. So if I'm afraid, I'm vibrating low. How powerful am I really? And it takes being powerful to connect to the divine. It takes being powerful to not just connect, but to trust in what I receive. It takes being powerful to be able to step away from what we've been taught and to allow ourselves to be guided by our highest source of power. But when you're afraid, there was a point, and I think I shared this with you all in a past Empower Hour, where I was afraid when I first started to detach from the idea of Christianity. When I first started to detach from that, there was a part of me that was afraid. I was like, well, what if I'm wrong? And what if I'm going to burn in hell? And then I got logical on myself. And it's like, listen, if you are doing all that you can morally to be and being a good person, do you really think God is going to make you burn in the lake of fire? That didn't make sense to me. So by me going logical on myself, I was able to say, I'm going to follow what my soul is guiding me towards, and it went from Christianity to Islam. And then I didn't agree with everything there. It went from that to me just not being attached to anything and just being a good person. And then it went from that to just being spiritual and accepting that the divine is within me. The divine is within me. God lives here. So yeah, we sometimes going logical on ourselves is important so that we can begin to really look at things that just don't make sense. Just don't make sense. And when we step outside of fear, we see how much is hidden in plain sight. But fear, boy, they say love is blind. Fear is blind. Fear is blind. So let me see what you guys are saying over on Facebook. Welcome, Monica. Welcome, Tanae. Welcome, Ann. Welcome, Stephanie. Welcome, Jasana. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Welcome, Samantha. Can you use ego as for protection? No. Ego lives in that low vibrating state of being. What you can use for protection is your divine spirit team. You can use them for protection. You can use your energy for protection, but ego does not serve a purpose anymore. It doesn't serve a purpose anymore. Now, the reason I say anymore is because when you were in a particular phase of life, whether it was just a minute ago and you were in ego, there was a purpose there because there's a lesson to come from it, right? But right now you're not in ego, so it serves no purpose anymore. So that's really all ego is. Ego is just low vibrating. And when you're there, like hurry up and get out and look for the lesson. Like, why was I there? What triggered me to be there? And what is this showing me that I'm being called to heal? So that was a really excellent question. Thank you so much. Well, I'm so glad that you tuned in too, Samantha. And, I always tell you guys, when you say things like I need or I want, it's lack language. And so I always like to give you the alternative, this serves my highest good, because when you say I need or I want, the universe is hearing that, and the universe is responding by giving you more need or more want. And I know when we say it, we don't mean it that way, but the universe takes us literal. So just, when you're thinking need, it's more, it serves my highest good, So hi, Jill. Welcome. Hi, Nina. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So the next card, and this one came in upside down, which usually indicates that there's a block of some sort, or it's an area that, Spirit is saying, okay, let's just improve this. So Sarati Devi, and it's the Divine Mother. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. Oh my goodness, Spirit is so on fire today. I love it. Whew. So, yeah. This is big, because typically if we think about the times that we were in ego, and I mean ego when we're dealing with another person, what are we doing? We're judging their perception of reality, right? We're judging their perception of reality. Everyone is entitled to their perception of reality, but it doesn't mean that their reality is my reality. And it doesn't mean their reality is false. And it doesn't mean my reality is false. So when I can be in that state of love, what does it allow me to do? It allows me to release judgment. It allows me to release judgment. And that judgment, that releasing of judgment even applies to self. How often do we judge ourselves? How often do we say, I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. I could do more. I look ugly today. Oh, I look fat. Oh, I'm stupid. Like, how many times have we judged ourselves? Just in this week alone, it's ridiculously high how much we do it. So if we're doing it to self, quite naturally, we're going to do it to everybody else. So before we can release ego as it relates to our relationship with others, we got to first choose to release it with self. And it starts with loving ourselves. It starts there. The more I love myself, the more I can love you. The more I see myself as a reflection of the divine, the more I see you as a reflection of the divine. We're a reflection of one another. So if I hate me, I can't love you. But if I love me, no matter what you're going through, no matter how you respond to me, guess what? I still love you. You're my sister. You're my brother. You are me. You are the divine in human form, the divine having a human experience. And I love you regardless. Regardless. So let's see what else Spirit has for this. I just heard it's time for you to understand. Understand what? That you are love. You are love. Your light is love. I heard it's time for you to live in your light. It's time for you to live there. But you must first release. You must first release. And here's the thing. REM stands for release, evolve, maintain. Spirit told me to call it that. And you may think it's odd that at first I didn't know why. Like, it took a minute for me to really, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, when I got more clarity on my purpose, and what this journey is all about. So we first release all this no longer serving us so that we can evolve into our highest state of being. And then it requires us maintaining, right? So what that means is you don't ever reach a point where you're no longer human, right? While you're here. So you're always going to have experiences. Like for me, I was sharing with you guys how Spirit led me to do that 7-day cleanse before the retreat. And I was doing it for spiritual reasons, but good gracious, I was looking all thin. My face was smaller on camera. My waist was snatched. My neck looked like ET and I was loving it. My head looked like, a ball sitting on a stick, but I loved it, And then when I got home, I started eating. And then also the place that I was going to, it just no longer resonated with me by way of exercise. So I was in this in-between stage of finding a new place to work out. And literally, I was looking at myself like, girl, what are you doing? But it was from a place of judgment, right? So I had to check myself, do some extra meditating, some extra salt baths, some extra connecting with spirit, some extra mirror work. and check myself, right? Because we release, we evolve, but we have to maintain. We're human, so it pops up. So I just decided to look in the mirror and look at myself and find everything that I love. And then it's like, wait, you ain't really that big. You ain't really big at all. You just tripping. Yeah, you're bigger than you were when you were starving. Not really. I wasn't starving, but I was not eating, but I wasn't hungry, But still, it's just we got to put it into perspective. And even when we're in that phase of I've done all this work, but look what just popped up. Don't judge it. Don't judge it. Just understand it so that you can heal it, so you can heal it. Let me see what's being said. Hi, Cortez. Thank you for joining. And Jillian said, hello, beautiful. Ego keeps us in fear, and fear doesn't let us see clearly. Exactly. That is what my mom and I were talking about. It surely does not. You're blinded, literally. Hi, Lightning. Welcome. So let's see what you guys are saying over here on YouTube. My mom said fear is deadly. It really is. It truly is. And what it kills is your spirit. It kills your spirit, because when you're living in fear, when you're living in ego, period, you're not being your true self. You're just not. It's like a person that's addicted to drugs. While they're in the clinches of that addiction, they are no longer themselves. No longer themselves. But when we think about things from a larger scale, right? I'm going to go matrix on you a little bit. When we think of things in a larger scale, right? Everything we've been given has been to keep us weak. It's been to keep us detached. So we were given things like religion. Why? Because religion puts us in a box, and it teaches us that we have to depend on someone else for a connection to the divine, right? False. Also, there's drugs, there's alcohol. When we drink and we reach a certain state of oblivion, that's why it's called spirits, because our spirit cannot dwell in a contaminated environment. So when we black out, what's happening is our spirit leaves the building, and then those lower vibrating entities take over. That's why a lot of people, when they drink, they're more promiscuous. They say things that hurt people's feelings, and they come back the next day feeling so much guilt, remorse, and embarrassment. It's no longer them. Their soul left, and now these spirits that are low vibrating has taken over. Then there's our food, the food that we eat. The food that we eat on a whole, it's low vibrating, all the things that are put in it, the trauma the animals go through, all of these things. Then we have the news. Then we have the school system. We have all of these things that are put spoon-fed so that we're disconnected. It's just time for us to choose to wake up, to release, to heal, so that we can connect and we can begin to grow into who we truly are, remembering who we truly are, It's like every angle was covered. It's like, okay, well, if they're a goody two-shoe and they're not going to do drugs or drink, guess what? Now we're going to give them religion, right? If they the bad guy and they don't like being good, we're going to give them this. They have covered it from every angle. But once you heal and you connect to the divine, you're no longer living in that illusion, and you're able to see reality for what it is, So Naya said, many of the people who others look to in religion for guidance be doing some crazy stuff and leading some astray. It's true. On my journey, I met someone that I used to actually go to for readings, because although I can connect to spirit and receive, I love getting readings. I always have. Like, that's something I will invest in still. I just got a reading the other day, and literally what ended up happening was there were people coming to her. And it saddened me because she was masking as light, but she wasn't. And I don't believe she was always that way. I just believe at some point something shifted. Last reading I had, she told me to pray to Santa Marta. And I was like, okay, I don't really know who that is, but something in my spirit didn't feel right. And when I researched it, I was so grateful that I did not. And so this is what some people will do, is they'll mask themselves as one thing, and then there's something else. And the thing about that low vibrating energy is it doesn't care how it gets in. it's not upfront like light, anything that creates confusion or chaos or doubt or fear, it's not of light and love. It's just not, and that low vibrating energy, it can get in on the sneak tip, but once it's in, it's in. It doesn't care about taking away your free will. So you have to just be really, really careful and cautious. Even, when you are watching people on YouTube, or even on social media, that's like in REM. What I told everyone in REM, I said, what I'd like you to do is go through the list of everyone in our soul family, including me, and ask spirit, do an identity check. We do identity checks on people if we're business owners and we're hiring them, if we're dating someone, when I first started dating my ex-husband, my sister's like, would you like me to do an identity check? Because I can do one from a job, So why don't we do it spiritually? Don't just watch me and just say, I'm going to go with her because what she's saying resonates. No, check with spirit to make sure that I'm of love and light. Do that with everyone, and some, it may literally take you taking the time, meditating, asking, and receiving. And for others, you may be more connected where it's instant. Before I used to do that, I would say, okay, I'm going to meditate on things. And then I would literally full on have a meditation session and wait to get answers. And now I'll say that and spirit will give it to me instantly, but I'm still always doing a check on everyone. So I recommend you do that too. Naya said, oh, wow, my spirit guided me towards you. And see, and that's the thing. You are aware of that. And so you know that it's okay to be here and it's okay to trust and it's okay to connect, right? So for those of you that haven't done that, I recommend you do. And not just with me, but with everybody. Because the thing about that low vibrating energy, it's not going to say, hey, guess what? I'm low vibrating. If you come on and come with me, I'm going to create havoc and confusion in your life. It's not going to say that. It's all about not letting you utilize your free will, so it's just a good practice. It's a good practice to always check in with spirit and do that identity check, that spiritual identity check. So let's see what you guys are saying over here. Hi, Phoenix. Welcome. Lightning said, love and fear can't stay in the same place. True. Love is the power. So true. Peace to you too, Phoenix. Thank you for being here. Lightning said, no dead. Thanks. Right. Yeah, no dead. I'm with you. She said, this is excellent. I'm so grateful that spirit is using me today. Healing inner world. Wonderful. I'm a hypnotherapist too. So yes, only light. Phoenix said, pray to who? People cannot and should not dictate who you pray to. Right, exactly. Hi, Nefertiti, welcome. Phoenix said the divine will guide you to the right spiritual connections. It's so true. It really is true. But, the reason why I suggest that people do that energetic, that spiritual identity check is because I had a client that, had a dream and really, I believe she was traveling in her dreams. And in this travel state, what was really going on is she was being attacked by low vibrational energies. This is, an example of why it's important to protect before you go to sleep. And so literally there was something that came through. And so from that, she thought, I'm being led to get this deck. And this deck was a fallen angel deck. So first, when she asked me, like, would you ever buy a used deck? And I'm like, no, personally, I wouldn't, because I just wouldn't. There's a lot of energy attached to it. I cleanse it anyway when I get it from the manufacturer, but it's just my personal preference. And so I'm like, you do realize, you know what fallen angels are, right? And so I always do reviews on decks that I'm kind of interested in, unless it's just a for sure connection. So I do a YouTube review, and literally the woman is, nice, and she sounds like a light worker, and she's shuffling and she's talking about how these beings are very intelligent. They don't get enough credit and blah, blah, blah. And she just kind of slides in there. Yeah, they may, bring confusion to your life. And, but she said it so smooth, and she's just like, but, and she said something else. It was a quote from Aleister Crowley. And so I'm like, Are you aware of who Aleister Crowley is? He's like a world-renowned Satanist, and then at the end of the whole thing, there's the black screen with the red writing and there's a smiley face. So just in normal circumstances, black and red together, there's no significance. But when you put everything together, the fallen angel, Aleister Crowley, when you think about Satanists, those are their colors. So literally you have people out there that if you aren't either connected deeply or paying attention to that connection, you can be sucked in, because not all people that are vibrating low or that have dedicated their life to the other side look like what we think that looks like. Like, what does that look like? You know what I mean? So it's so important to, unless you are someone that is allowing yourself to be guided and is aware that you're being guided, it's important to do those check-ins so that you know when it's okay for you to be involved or for you to trust. It's just really, really important. Needless to say, she didn't get the deck, and I'm really grateful, because once they're in, it's difficult to get them out. It's not impossible, but it's tough. So let's see what the next card says. Parvati, the goddess of devotion. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. Oh my goodness. I think this is really beautiful, how Spirit is really focusing on the theme of love today, because it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So, okay. So Spirit is literally reiterating, I am a being of love. I commit to love. Love never leaves, right? Love never leaves. When you think of loving someone, when you truly love someone, that love doesn't go away. It may shift, it may take on a new form, but it doesn't go away. I've been through some crazy things in my lifetime with multiple people, not just like relationships, but just people in general. But once I love you, that love doesn't leave. I may love you from a distance, but it's there. And so Spirit is literally reminding us to give love to self first and then give it to the world. And regardless of what's going on around you, don't lose sight of what's important. Wow, everything else is secondary. The only thing that's required is love. From love, all life forms is born. Whether it's life, physical life, whether it's life in your business, whether it's life in your relationships, that's where all things are born. It's through love. It's through love. And when you literally remain in that state of love, you're in control. You're in control. You know how people say, don't allow someone to take you out of your character? Well, your true nature and character is love. It's love. So what I challenge you to do is, when someone is coming at you in a way that does not feel good, take a moment and respond in love. Respond in love. And you don't have to actually, literally respond to them. Sometimes responding in love is just saying nothing and sending them love and light, but respond in love, and do that regularly, and watch how different your life changes. Because when you get sucked out of love and you get sucked to where they are, it hinders you. And then you got to take the time to stand back up, dust yourself off. You may have a rip in your jeans, so you got to go in the house and change your jeans. You may have scraped your hands, so you got to go put something on it to make sure it don't get infected, and put a Band-Aid on. And then you go back out and you got to look around, get reacclimated, right? It wastes your time. So when you stay in that state of love, you can just stand there on pause. Oh, okay, you're an ego. I love you. All right, keep it moving, So let's see what you guys are saying. Naya said, I saw that deck too. Dynelle said, I have been better about reaching out when drawn to meet strangers. I have not been comfortable in the past, and it has been super helpful in finding my soul tribe. Yes, sometimes it does feel a little weird when spirit is guiding you to, like, just to a random person or somewhere out of the blue, sometimes it does feel weird, but the more we do it and then we get that feedback, we're like, okay, spirit is guiding me. I'm trusting. I'm going to do it. And really it starts there first. Like, really, when you're connected, understanding spirit is guiding me, because sometimes it may not resonate right away. But if you trust in those spirits guiding you, regardless, you're going to still be in that state of faith and know that what I just delivered, it may not be for right now, but it will be for them when it's meant to be for them, So it's good. It's good to keep doing that, to literally keep, when spirit tells you to do it, do it, do it. Because we don't know what we're changing in that person's life. One of our sisters in REM had a friend who, her husband was in the military, and she literally was told that if he went back, he was not going to make it home, and we were at Spiritual Happy Hour when we first discussed this. And it was like, it's like, you got to speak up, because you don't know what speaking up, why spirit told you this. Like, spirit didn't just give you this information for no reason, And so she did. And ultimately the husband's he's not doing another term. So really, really good. You just never know. You just never know. You're empowering them with a choice. You're empowering them with a choice, because sometimes people are so caught up in ego or in their own world that they can't receive from spirit. So spirit uses us. They may not, pick up on those subtle energies that come through to guide them. But if we're in their face, in the flesh, guess what? They see us, they hear us, and they're going to process and do with it as they see fit. Naya said, OMG, sorry for the language, shocked. Naya said, I can't send the floating hearts. I know when I'm watching things, I'm like, I was watching Niet and Candace. I don't know if you guys know them. They have the Boss Group, and Niet and Candace both are also in the United Light Beings Awakening. And they had done this Q&A, which actually inspired me. I thought, this is cool, where people ask them questions and then they answer the questions. So I may end up doing that. You guys can let me know if it's something you would like to do. Like, they were asking them personal questions. If it's something you're interested in, I'm open to it. But anyways, they were so good. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys are so amazing on camera. Like, their energy was so positive. They were funny, and it just flowed. And I was like, if you guys don't have a YouTube, will you start one, please? It was just pretty amazing. And I was like, I'm just upset because I can't hit love again, like multiple times, So let's see what you guys are saying over here. Jasana said, definitely for my greatest good. I tuned in at the right time. I am never late. Never, never. Everything happens according to divine timing, everything. And what's meant for you is for you, whether it's a message, a blessing, or a lesson. What's meant for you is for you, and you will not miss it. And the final card is, it's time to release negativity. Negativity. I love the flow of our message today. I really do. It's time. It's just time. It's time to release negativity. It's time. It's time. And it's not just about, saying, okay, I'm releasing negativity. Where does the negativity stem from? What keeps us trapped in ego? When you ask yourself that, when you're in ego, where is that stemming from? It's usually coming from someplace unconscious. It's not usually just something that's in your conscious mind, because your conscious mind is easy to stay in that state of love. The reason why we come out of it is because ego is attached to our unconscious. Ego is attached to our trauma. Ego is attached to the hurt, the past experiences, the disappointment. So it's time to release. It's time to heal. It's time to heal. You can't fully serve until you do. And I'm speaking about serving self. You're that cup that you got to pour into. Everyone else gets the overflow. So whatever spirit's been leading you to by way of healing, it's time. It's time for you to do it. It's time. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. It's time to release. And you'll be so happy you did. Like, I can tell you firsthand, the beauty that comes from that release. You can do so many things on the surface level, and they can make a difference. But if you're choosing to heal deep down so you can connect deeply with your soul, that's where that inner work happens. That's where that unconscious healing happens. So, and I'm speaking from experience, from my own personal experience. I've just been blessed to see the results in the lives of those that I serve, but I always speak from personal experience, because my belief is unless I've done it, I'm just operating in theory, and I like to operate in facts. So yeah. Nice that I've been waiting to ask you a personal question. Well, yeah, if it's something that you guys if it's something you guys are interested in, maybe what I'll do is I'll schedule like a free webinar and we'll do it, and you guys can send your questions and then I can answer them all on there, and then we can chat and just, have light worker time. I won't call it girl time because, we're no longer just a tribe of women. We now have men in our midst. And that was something that Spirit said. You're not just meant to serve women, you're meant to serve light workers, and that's man, woman, child, and everything in between. I even give my cat Reiki, so, and he's a little light. So yeah. So, oh goodness. Is there anything else? Okay. I was just told, just tell them to empower themselves. Empower yourself. Empower yourself. You are in control of your destiny. You are in control of getting there. And you're either going to get there in this life or you're going to repeat and you're going to get there, but you're going to get there. And so Spirit is saying, empower yourself. What does that mean to you? Empowering yourself means something different to all of us, but you meditate on that. You think about that, connect with Spirit and ask for guidance on that. But it's time. It's time. It's time. It is so time. So time. And with our gifts does come great responsibility, but the blessings are so worth it. And I don't even mean like tangible blessings. I mean the blessings in how you feel. Like I remember when I was on the other side of my journey, and I remember just the misery, the self-doubt, the uncertainty, the inconsistency. 1 minute I'm great, 1 minute I'm not, 1 minute I'm elevating and doing well, next minute I'm not. When you truly get to that point of empowering yourself, the blessing is so incredible. The blessings are so incredible. So this is something that from the moment I healed, it was something that I just felt, I'd like this for the world. I'd like this for the world. And it became a heart mission, a soul mission to see other people healed and empowered. And it really feels good. I don't even understand why it feels so dang good, but it does. It feels so good when you see it's like, yes, another light worker ready to roll, because I can't do this by myself, So having that support, I know I have the support and the love from the spirit realm, but being able to have sisters and brothers in light that have said yes to their calling, that have healed, that have released ego, that are ready to roll up their sleeves and get to work. There's no better feeling than that. If you were to go to war and it was just you, you're going to do what you called to do, but it just feels so much better having, family, having like-minded spirits around you, supporting you, loving you, and working with you. So get to work. It's time. Let's see what you guys are saying. Naya said, yes, the way I feel about myself compared to how I felt years ago, a true blessing. The healing was a chain reaction too. I could love my children, not from a dark place, but from the light. Yes. And that's the thing, of course we say we love our children and we have every positive intention for our children. But when we don't truly love self, we really can't love anybody. Now, love in its true essence, because we also have to explore what is love to us. What is love? And when we get to the point of viewing love the way the divine views love, it's much different than some of our perspectives or our perceptions of love, right? So what love truly is, when we're not loving self, we really don't love our children. We make choices and decisions that hurt them, not intentionally, but we do and they do. But when we love self, we're able to then love the world. And of course, that's inclusive of our children and our family and our friends, and strangers. So it really is important. It really is important. Loving self is just a beautiful thing. And self-love doesn't come in the form of conceit. It doesn't come in the form of anything that's not vibrating high. It just means that I'm whole and complete and I accept me. I'm perfect in my imperfections. Why? Because I'm the divine having a human experience. Who am I to tell the divine you not perfect, whole, and complete? How dare I? As children, we heard the saying, God don't make no mistakes, Well, let's take it a step further. We are the divine having a human experience. Who am I to look in the mirror and tell the divine, you're not good enough because you fat, or you're not smart enough, or you're not worthy enough, or capable enough? How dare I? So it's just about shifting that perspective of how we're looking at our reality and who we are. Let's see what's going on over here. So no one is saying anything over on Facebook. So let me see if you guys have any more comments over here on YouTube. No. And I'm being told to pull one more card, and I'm asking from what deck. Okay. Okay. So, and you guys, what's funny? What's really funny? Here's the thing, and it just dawned on me when I looked at myself on the camera. I'm wearing my rose quartz necklace, and I haven't worn this in years. And this I keep on the altar that I have for my grandparents, so it's all charged up with their love and their energy. And rose quartz is all about love. And I didn't even realize that until just now, but I was led by spirit to wear this today. And look at what the topic is. So amazing how spirit shows up. But this is the card. And let me just see. I'm going to go over here because I can see it upside down. Well, Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So literally, this is what we're called to do. We're being called to create heaven on earth. What is heaven? So when I first looked at the time, it was 5717. So look that up, 5717. Okay, so what is heaven? Heaven is love. Heaven and hell is a state of mind. So we think of heaven as this pie in the sky, this place in the sky beyond the clouds. We think of hell as this place below, hot and burning, It's metaphoric. Heaven and hell is a state of mind. So when you're vibrating in that state of love, you're in heaven. And this is what we're being called to do. Right now, we're living in hell. As a collective species, we're living in hell. But when we all band together, heal ourselves, allow ourselves to connect to and be guided by the divine, we're able to then shift. And the world begins to shift. And we're able to create heaven right here on earth. But it starts with us. Like, we can create our own heaven, We create our own heaven. We create our own heaven. When we're in that state of, being in our bubble, and I don't mean like detaching from the world, because as light workers, most of us are introverts, we got to get out there and mingle because that's what we're here to do, to band together and serve. But when we do the work that we're called to do, this is what we're doing. We're creating heaven, and it starts here. It really does. It starts right here. So, as I was saying that, spirit was telling me to bring up, like, during that time when we had that recession, like when the real estate market tanked for the umpteenth time, it always goes down, but it comes back up. See, I stay in that state. When I say the bubble, I stay in that state of creating my own reality. And I know the only way for me to do that is to detach from hell, which is everything else out there. And so when we're doing that, we're not affected by things, like the recession. It just doesn't affect us. Why? Because we're controlling our reality. We're manifesting. We're magical beings. We've even been taught that magic is of the devil. How crazy is that? We're creating magic when we speak our words, when we talk about spelling. spelling, because words have power. And when you use them, you're casting spells. Our thoughts have the power to transform. It's magic. We are magical beings, but we've been taught that magic is of the devil. Why? So we can run from it, be afraid of it, and not utilize it. You know, the only thing that spirit requires is that we do things from love and light and that we don't take away anyone's free will. We don't take away anyone's free will. So create your heaven. Is there anything else? Okay, I was just told to tell you the power of your mind can shift and move mountains. It's time for you to tap in and connect. It's time for you to be in that high vibrational state of being and stop allowing yourself to be led. It's time for you to step out on faith and step off of the ledge of fear. Because when you do, that net does appear. I just heard that net becomes a moving magic carpet that takes you to all your hopes, all your dreams, all your desires, and all that you came here to be. There is nothing that can block the connection with you in spirit except you. And when you connect to spirit, spirit will and always shows up for you. So what are you afraid of? What's stopping you? What's preventing you from moving forward on your path, on your journey? Get in touch with that and then jump. But before you do, make sure you believe. Because if you jump with doubt or fear attached, you're going to come plummeting down. And I literally just saw like falling and splatting on the ground, the concrete, the pavement. You won't really physically splat, but that's how spirit is bringing it through. It requires trust, faith, and action. And without all three, you don't get the same results. But you can do this. It's just a matter of you stepping out. Release and heal, and allow yourself to be guided into your divine purpose. It's time. You're being called. So answer. You know who you are. There are some of you that have been putting off starting that business, that project, that healing, even releasing relationships and people that don't serve you. And that procrastination stems from fear. So it's time for you to release it. It's time for you to move forward, move ahead. Okay. And then as I closed my eyes, I was like, what is that? And it was literally like the vision of a magic carpet. I just heard, I'm waiting to take you there. Okay, thank you. And then I heard, okay, we're done. So I'm going to see what you all are saying. Thank you for that. Let's see. Naya said, oh, yes, we've been hearing all about love. I know. And it literally didn't even dawn on me until I caught a glimpse of myself on my computer. I was like, oh, no wonder I was told to wear the rose quartz today. And what's funny is I have this on my workstation. It's rose quartz also. And I usually don't. Like, this usually isn't one of the crystals that sits here. This usually sits somewhere else. But lately, it's just like, okay, there's no coincidence. We know that. So yes. So I am so excited. I'm so grateful and so honored. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Let's see. And my mom said, I agree. Until I was able to love self, I was not able to love you and your brother completely. Yes. And, and the thing is, as parents, we say we love our children and we think we love our children. Our idea of love. To us, it's like that saying, if a person isn't loving you the way you deserve to be loved, it's like they're not loving you at all. And so it's not intentional. It's not from a place of malice. It's just that it's not possible. You can't give what you don't have. And that's what we have to understand. I cannot give what I don't have. If you knock on my door and you ask me, can I loan you a turkey neck? I'm going to tell you, I don't eat meat and there's no meat in my house. So I can't loan you a turkey neck because I don't have it, loan you a turkey neck. I mean, like, you going to give me it back after you eat it. But anyways, you see what I'm saying? Like, we just can't give what we don't have. So, so yeah. So it's really important that we remember that, and that we pour so much love into ourselves. And don't forget about our inner child. Like, start there. Love on him or her. Love on him or her. Because that's the person that's still stuck. That's your unconscious mind right there. That's who's still stuck, is the little you. The little you. You can't move forward without, it's like if you were to clean your house and you put a rug over a mess, like, that mess is still there. And a lot of times in adulthood, that's what we've done. We've just put a rug over the mess. We've just swept the dust under our bed, and then we wonder why we sneezing in our sleep, allergies and asthma acting up, So spirit is just advising you, guiding you to clean house, clean your temple, so that you can really just, live in a mansion. Clean your temple so you can live in a mansion, live in luxury. Energetic luxury. So before we go, does anyone have any questions? I'm going to see. So my altar to my grandmother and grandfather, and it's not set up the way a traditional altar is, because I have it in my room and I'm choosing to not have that open energy, but I have a picture of them. I have a cross that has peace. I have a few items that belong to my grandmother. I have the Bible that was her mother's, and she always had it opened and wrapped in plastic, which was on the last page that her mom read. I have crystals. I actually have a little bit of their graveyard dirt because they're buried together, but I got it from the head because, if you get it from the foot, that energy is not, that's people that's attempting to do some stuff to some people that's taking away their free will. So anyways, I have that. And I have candles. Yeah. But when you're actually creating an ancestor altar, there's like placement requirements. There's the water, there's the food, there's flowers, so for me, it's just a place where I connect to their energy, but it's not the traditional ancestor altar. So yeah. When you have that, for me personally, I'm just choosing. I have enough energy that comes in and out. I'm just choosing to connect with my grandparents when I see fit or when they see fit, and not just have that door open. So, does anybody else have any questions? Hi, Risha. We are literally just ending, but I would say if you're led to do so, watch it from the beginning. Naya said, I'm trying to understand why my dad seems to not like me. How can I still love him without sadness? Well, I would say cancel, delete trying, because, trying is another form of lack language. And when we say trying, our unconscious mind hears don't do it. So you will forever be trying to understand, but instantly what comes through is the fact that it's not you, it's him. We hear that a lot, but it's so true. What people project is a reflection of what they feel on the inside. And 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with us. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to even say 10 times out of 10, because even if we're showing up in ego, how they respond to us, it's still a reflection of them. So, it's just a matter of you accepting this is about him. It has nothing to do with me, nothing at all. How can you love him without sadness? I just heard you love him by simply loving him and through understanding. You just love him. You love him because he's the divine having a human experience. And right now he's in his experience. And this is how he's showing up on his journey. And you understand everybody shows up on their journey where they are, but it's still our duty to love. Now, if he's treating you in a way that affects your vibration, then you definitely have the right to love him from a distance. You don't have to endure anything that makes you sad, you know, but yeah, you just love, understanding, and compassion. So let's see if there's any questions over on Facebook. Hi, Nikki. Welcome. I think I'm pretty sure you just joined too, because it shows me when you join. We are actually wrapping up. So if you're led to watch it from the beginning, then I would say please do. Some amazing messages came through today. So please do. I'm super excited for the new year. Also, I don't know what you all are, doing in moving into the new year, but now is the time to really start energetically planning. And I don't mean like planning like, oh, I'm going to have this resolution, but I mean just really connecting with self, connecting with spirit, looking at this past year, what you've overcome, areas that you still like to improve, and then really connecting with spirit and asking for guidance on the best way to go about achieving whatever it is you're choosing to accomplish, and that could be in every area. A lot of times we do these financial goals, we do these, physical goals, but what about your spiritual goals? Really just connect with spirit and see what's next for you. You're so welcome, Naya. Thank you. So, yeah. And for those of you that are on Facebook, I actually put the link for the Manifest Like a Master workshop. So you can take a peek at that, because this is the next thing that's going on in March of next year. And so it's really amazing. You guys have been hearing me talk about it. Check it out. Take a peek. See if it resonates. If it does and Spirit says go for it, go for it. If it doesn't, don't. But I'm super excited to share it with you. So, well, if there are no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end our Empower Hour. Typically, when I first start the day, I don't typically eat anything. I usually drink my tea first. And so then I actually have a session. I believe it's at 1 o'clock, I think. So I am actually going to eat, and then I'm going to meditate again because I'm just feeling led to do so. So how many of you guys are still meditating every day? Are you still on your meditation? Have you still been doing that as a non-negotiable? If you haven't, there's never any judgment, but just start, just start. Make sure you do at least five. And when I say at least, I mean, that's like the very least. 5 minutes a day at least, at the start of your day at least, to set that tone, that energetic tone. So, is there anything else? Oh, also, here's the other thing. Since we're in the energy of the Manifest Like a Master workshop, what I would like to do is another 48-hour manifestation challenge. So I don't know if you guys remember the first one we did, but Ruth actually was blessed with $1,000. I can't remember what Eve received. The video is on YouTube. Everyone's video testimony that they did is on YouTube. So those of you that are here on my YouTube, take a peek. Let's see. Shamika actually manifested these amazing gifts. She got jewelry, a beautiful turquoise ring, and some really pretty amethyst earrings. And I think if I remember correctly, she paid like $5. And turquoise is expensive, and it's expensive, and that ring was really expensive. So basically what the challenge is you are simply going to say, I am so grateful to receive a blessing or gift from the universe within the next 48 hours. And so it is. So it's not specific. You're not going to set a specific intention of what you're receiving. You're going to just state that I'm so grateful that I receive a blessing or gift from the universe within the next 48 hours that I know without doubt is from the universe. And so it is. And then when you receive it, create a video in the United Light Beings Awakening group and tell us what your blessing or your gift was or is, okay? So let's do that. Let's get in that energy. And what that's going to do is going to empower you to really tap into that power and know that when you set the intention with the belief that you'll receive, the universe shows up every time. Every time. So if you're in for the challenge, oh, my mom said yes after she pulled my coattails. Yes, because it was Spirit. Spirit told me to ask you that day. I hadn't even thought about it. And Spirit was like, ask her if she's been meditating every day. So yeah. So it's good. It's good. So if you're in for the 48-hour manifestation challenge, let me know. Leave me a comment really quick. Let me know. I'm going to hop over on Facebook. Jasana said, I've been doing well with affirmations and libations. I needed to get better with meditation. Well, you remember that need thing, cancel, delete, need, because you're claiming more need. You're choosing to get better. You're just choosing. It's a choice. And so I'm going to explain really quickly while I'm waiting for you guys to tell me if you're in for the 48-hour challenge. But what happens is, not only are you claiming need as your reality or want as your reality, what you're also doing is you're creating a vibration. So when we think about I'm choosing to versus I need to, which one feels better? Which one feels better? So when we think in terms of manifesting, we're engaging everything. We're engaging our thoughts, our words, our belief, our vision. We're engaging with our actions. We're engaging everything. So when we think in terms of energy and vibration being what attracts whatever we're attracting, when our language is high vibrational, then we're attracting high vibrational situations, beings, and things. So just think about it. And it's so second nature that we're not even aware, but whether we're consciously aware or not, that vibration is still being created and it's still being sent. So you're just choosing to get better. So yeah. So when you have an understanding of the significance of lack language versus abundance language, it makes it easier to begin using it. Also, on my website, NahkilaIsha.com, there's a section where you can actually get on the email list and you can receive that lack language versus abundance language list. It's in the freebie also. Everything starts with remembering. So yeah, that whole list is there with everything that falls under lack language and the alternative abundance language. So it's important. It's important for you to be equipped with everything that it takes for you to vibrate as high as possible. So once you have it, and if you say anything in lack, just cancel, delete. It's like that magic eraser. You're canceling it, deleting it out of your reality, and then you can say what you're saying abundantly, and then the universe will hear that and respond to that. So. Okay, so I'm not seeing any comments, but if you are in for the 48-hour manifestation challenge, when you do receive your blessing or your gift, do a video in the United Light Beings Awakening group and let us know what you received. And you can hashtag it 48-hour manifestation challenge, okay? 48-hour manifestation challenge. So then others, when they come and they join the group, they can look for that hashtag, and they'll see all of your experiences, and it'll motivate them to start tapping in and connecting and manifesting like a master. Okay. So thank you all so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. And thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. I leave you with peace, love, bliss, and abundance. I'll talk to you soon.